Hello students, in this video we are going to learn the 5th chapter of standard 5th VED. Name of this lesson is William Tell. This is a story about an archer who is very courageous. Courageous means he is not scared or afraid uh, to defend injustice means when something is happening wrong. So let's read this lesson and know more about William Tell. Before we continue with the lesson, there is a small exercise which is given down over here. Now the word courage, valor, bravery and daring all mean the same thing. You are very familiar with the word brave. Okay, so being courageous is being brave. Here is the word brave. Now read these phrases and tick the situation where you think you will need a lot of courage. That means you will need to be brave. Now, to take part in an adventure sport. Adventure sport means doing something which ordinary children do not do. Like, for example, climbing a hill, or if you do not know to ride a bicycle, so to ride a bicycle. All these are some activities to go to certain places, to find new things, even to climb a tree. All these things are adventurous. So to take part in adventure sport is also a brave thing. It requires a lot of courage, so you shall put a tick mark on this. Then the second is to go into an unknown place and get some information. For example, if you want to know about how people catch fish or how they rear fish, you have to go to a place, a fish pond or somewhere near the sea to observe those people. Okay, so you have not been to that place before, but you have to go to that new place. You have to encounter, you have to visit new people and new places to know about those things. So when you do something strange, something different, and something that others have not done, and it requires courage to do that, to get some information, so that is also a courageous act. So here also you will have to put a tick right. The third is to step in and stop older children from bullying a smaller child. Bullying means disturbing or troubling or making mischief with a small child. Sometimes it happens that elder students, they beat younger children. So if you see someone doing like that, doing mischief and taking things from younger children or beating younger children, so what will you do? Yes, you will have to step in and stop those children. It might happen that those bigger children will beat you. Okay, they might even slap you, but will you be afraid and sit and just watch that small child being beaten or being disturbed? No, either you will go and inform some elder person, either you will step in and take an action by yourself. So these are the things which require courage. So here also you shall put a tick right. Then fourth is to tell the truth even though it will get you in trouble. For example, if your mother has bought you a new pencil, okay, and you have lost it. Now it was a costly pencil. So will you inform your mother about the pencil, or will you keep quiet about it? So there, not just this pencil, there are other situations also when you do something wrong, maybe deliberately or maybe by mistake. So you have to inform your parents or that person who is affected by that act. Okay, so when you do that, that also requires courage. So here also you shall put a tick right. And the last one is do what you feel is right, even if it means going against your friends. Now, for example, if your friend is doing something wrong, for example, if your friend is taking leave from school and telling teacher that I'm not feeling well, that's why I cannot come to school, but your friend is not coming to school because he or she has not completed the homework, and you know about this because your friend might have informed you, right? So what will you do? Will you allow your friend to do that wrong thing, or will you step forward and tell your teacher about what has happened so that your friend may not do the same mistake again? If you keep quiet and if you don't tell your teacher or about you or your parents about it, then your friend might do the same wrong thing again and again. So to stop that, you might have to take a step. So taking that step may turn your friend against you. Your friend will say that you are not my friend, you went and put a complaint against me to teacher, and I will not speak to you, and so and so. But in a long run, after some time, your friend will be thankful to you for taking this very courageous step. So here also you shall put a tick, right? Okay. Now let's carry on with the lesson. Name of the lesson is William Tell. William Tell lived in a town called Adolf in Switzerland. He was a fine archer. His aim was always perfect. At this time, Adolf was ruled by Duke Gesler. So Adolf is a name of place which is situated in Switzerland, and that place was ruled by a duke. Duke is like a king but a junior person, okay, not the superior one. So it was ruled by a duke named Gesler, who was a very cruel man. Cruel means a bad person. He treated his people badly. He punished people who did not obey him or talked against him. So here, in short, we can get to know that Gesler was a bad person. William Tell had a son whom he loved dearly. Once a week, Tell went to the market with his son to buy food. On one such visit, he saw a strange sight. So what was the strange sight? Let's read. People were bowing to Gesler's hat, which was placed on a tall pole in the market square. So the Duke Gesler was not present, but his hat was present over there in the market square. And what were people doing? People were bowing. Tell did not care and walked past the pole without bowing. So people were afraid of the duke named Gesler, and that was the reason that they were bowing to his hat. Though Gesler was not present there, they were bowing to his hat because that was the order of the duke, that they have to bow to the hat. But did Tell bow? No. William Tell did not bow because he was a courageous man. He did not believe in such foolish acts. The soldiers immediately took him to the duke. Duke Gesler shouted at Tell, "Obey the rule or you'll be put in jail." Tell stood bravely in front of the duke and refused to obey the foolish rule. So if it would have been some just rule, that means a fair rule, then Tell might have obeyed it. But since it was a foolish rule, Tell refused to obey that. The duke was angry. He wanted to make Tell obey the rule. So now the duke was angry. So he said, "I'll let you go if you cut an apple into 2 pieces with an arrow from a distance of 200 steps. So here was a challenge for his bravery. Tell was ready because he knew that he could do it easily. The apple will be placed on your son's head, said the cruel Duke, laughing. Now, it was a very easy task for William because he was a skilled archer. But now, what was the trick that the Duke played? Yes, he involved his son into this act, into this foolish act, and the apple was placed on William's son's head. Now, William was tensed because though he was a skilled archer, but if he missed to hit the apple, it would cost his son's life. His son's life would have been in danger. So now what will he do? Now William Tell was afraid. What would happen to his little son if he missed? So as I said, this was the confusion in William's mind, that if this arrow missed, my son would die. He would lose his life. You can do it, father, Tell heard his young son say. But his Tell's son believed in his father, and he encouraged his father to hit the arrow because he knew his father was a very skillful archer. The boy stood at a distance with an apple placed on his head. Tell picked up his bow and arrow and aimed at the apple. The boy stood like a statue. The crowd around them stood watching silently. A moment later, a loud cheer arose from them. So they all cheered, that means they all shouted loudly. Why did they all shout? The arrow had cut the apple into 2 pieces. Tell held his son's hand and walked away feeling happy and proud. So the son was left unharmed and the apple was cut into 2 pieces, and William had succeeded in the task which was given to him. Here is a small exercise which is given in your textbook on page 20. You shall write the numbers instead of matching. So match the words in column A with those in column B to make a meaningful sentence. So here there are few words given, and here there is the other part of the sentence. So you have to match both of them. Duke Gesler. So who was Duke Gesler? Yes, he was a cruel man. So here you will write number 3. The Duke order. What did the Duke order? Yes, that people bow to his hat placed on the pole. Yes, that's correct. So here you shall write number 6. Tell was arrested. Why was he arrested? Because he did not obey the foolish rule. That's number 4. Then Tell would be left free. When would he be left free? Yes, if he cut the apple in 2. So here you shall write number 1. And Tell was so brave that he was not afraid of the cruel ruler. Here you shall write number 2. And finally, Tell was afraid that he might harm his son. So here you shall write number 5. Okay. So in this manner you shall fill all the given space with the correct order of number. So students, with this we shall end this lesson. There are few more examples given in your textbook on page 21 and 22 where children like you are placed in different situation. As I explained in the beginning of the lesson, there are some situation when you have to go against your friend or against your family to do the right thing. For example, I explained to you that if your friend is not going to school and if your friend is lying about it and you know that your friend is lying, then you have to take a step against your friend and inform your teacher or whoever is the authority, or maybe parents, that she or he has been speaking lies. In another incident, there is a story about Naveen and Prem, where Naveen brings some sweets from the market, and they did not know that they had sweet in their bag. But when they came home and when they shuffled or removed all the things, and when they counted the number of objects, materials which they had purchased, then they came to know that an chocolate was extra. And Naveen refused to return the chocolate back to the shopkeeper. So that was a wrong thing. Okay, so here Prem had to take the decision whether to inform the shopkeeper or no. So there are several other incidents like this, where you have to go, sometimes you have to go against your friend, or you have to be brave and tell your friend that please don't do this, it is wrong, don't steal this pencil, or don't beat that child, or return back this chocolate, or return back this thing to the person to whom this belongs to. So you have to be courageous, and you have to be brave, and you have to be strong, and you have to say no to the things which are wrong. Even in your house, if your parents are throwing dust here and there, which is not good, especially plastic, which is very difficult to get decomposed. So in these situations, you have to learn to say no, please don't do this, it is harmful for our environment, please don't do this, if it is harmful for some person who is living, or some animal. Okay, so I hope that you all understand this lesson. Have a good day. Thank you. God bless you all.